Hello there. Welcome to today's computing lesson with Smile It Off.
Hello there. You are welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson, we're going to reinforce our knowledge in the concept of programming, particularly algorithms. Now, to illustrate algorithms and represent how we intend for an algorithm to arrive at solving a problem, we use flowcharts to plan how we intend for the algorithm to solve the problem we intend to solve. And that is where our guiding question comes in. We were looking at this question from WAEC prior to the 2024 BEC exams, and it was a question that is basically on the concept of flowchart. By this, we're going to try to solve this. Much needed not to be said about how flowchart works, but for the purpose of revision, let's look at this. So we say a flowchart is a visual representation of process using standardized set of symbols, and these are the symbols in question. So these are the starting and the ending. Then there is the arrow, there is the input output, there is the process, and then the decision. All right, so clearly it has the start and the stop has been used here to work on the termination. These are two inputs and one output, all using parallelogram, and then process, which uses the rectangle. Without wasting much time, let's see how we're going to actually develop a program to figure this problem out. Remember, the target is to create usernames from existing first names and surnames. Let's bounce on to our program, and as always, we're going to use PyCharm for this work. So the first thing I want to do is to declare a variable called first name. Now with this first name, we will need whoever is going to interact with the interface to enter his or her first name. So we'll give a prompt, enter your first name. And to make everything fast, I copy the same line of code for line 2. This time using yet another input, but with a different variable, that is surname. So enter your surname. So with this, we've made provision for the inputs here. Then we need another variable called name. Now the function of name in the program is to determine the first 3 letters of the first name, and to do that, we're going to call the first name and use this index function to trim it to just the first 3 letters of whatever names will be mentioned, just as the question requires. So to do that, we will use this +3 here to do that. Where our last variable, which is going to be our ultimate printout, so that's username. It says what you should do with username is to use name, which was produced by cutting or displaying the first 3, plus the first 2 letters of surname. So surname will be used, but not the full, just the first 2. So that's all that we need to achieve the output that is required. And so at this juncture, I will equally want to display by printing out, or output it by printing out what is contained in username. So your username is I'll bring the username. Your username is username. Let's now go to our program and interact with it. So just as we anticipated, the first prompt says enter your first name. My first name is Eric. Enter your surname. My surname is Minta. And so my username is Erimi. Alright, so let's now get on and test this with even the sample question that was given here. He said Kujoba. Let's find out how Kujoba is going to translate in this program. So Kujo for first name, Ban for the surname, and it's Kujoba. So you can relate that indeed that is why it came off as Kujoba over there. Then the question is demanding for us to answer the first question, saying that how do we call figure 1? That of course flowchart. And then we have to use the idea to create a username for patient Mensa. So let's rerun our program and then enter the aspect of the name. Patients for the first name, Mensa for the surname, and it says the name based on this will be Pat name. Be sure to write it exactly as the username came out, since it will demonstrate that you really understand what you're doing. Then there is also, you have to pick a symbol that represents process stage, and that will be a rectangle. Now it says at the point the program was adjusted such that the username is now going to be the last 3 letters of surname and first 2 letters of first name. So I need to go to my program and adjust it as such. Let me check in first 2 letters of first name. So the last 3 letters of surname. Such adjustment will require us to put 2 here, and then we also need to put -3 there. Now let's test it. So Eric and then Minta. So you see that it takes the last 3 from my surname and then first 2 from my first name, and then that's it. So let's get back to the actual question that follows. It says Mark Elolo. So let's test it with Mark Elolo and see Mark and then Elolo, and so that it's going to be Maolo. So Maolo, and we are done. So that's that. Thanks for watching.